I think it's easy, especially as for people, anybody who dates men, to feel so happy and joyful in the beginning and to have them see all these incredible qualities in you, and then have the relationship over time begin to break you down and wear you down and kind of make you question, like, why are we here? I thought you liked me. I thought that you wanted the same things. We would have these discussions. We were so on the same page. What happened, right? I think it's really important to not take that personally and to take what men say at face value, right? I want to be better. I want to have this job or have these characteristics. But if they're not doing the things to get it, then at the end of the day, you will be a constant representation of where they're failing to show up for themselves. And they will always resent you for that. And I'm not saying this is a power dynamic that doesn't show up in other ways and other types of relationships, but I find it most consistently with the same set of behaviors and patterns in men, because I think there's an aspirational quality to men because they have the right to self-identify, right? They have the idea to believe that what they want to be, what they wish they could be, is good enough without actually doing the work to be it. And I don't know any other marginalized people that haven't made the connection in the ways that men have failed to make this connection, that in order to be what you want to be, you have to make radical steps and changes to embody that new thing, right? If I want to be a better...
Things about men I wish I knew sooner. Number one, men are not single by choice. If you look at the divorce rates, women are the ones who is divorcing, and women will never divorce without a reason. If he's telling you that she was guilty, she was bad, she was crazy, he's lying. Number two, men are not driven by emotions like women. When they say I love you, it means different things. They're operating, first of all, from the instincts, and second of all, from their mind. And their heart is on a third place only. When woman is operating first from the heart, second from the instinct, and the third from her brain. So men are placing the target, whatever it is for them, and they go for it, no matter what it costs them. If they want certain woman just because of the instinct, they will go and take it no matter what it takes. If it takes to tell her I love you, they will. It doesn't mean they do. They just want you. That's why they're more successful in business, career, etc. They set up a target and they go no matter what. If they need to give up even their family, they will do it. They will not come home early from work if they have a target to make, I don't know, $1 million a month. They will reach their goal if there is a goal. You are on the place number 2 after work, if the work is the goal. Women who understand it always win. And number 3, family is never on the first place for men. Man doesn't have instinct for family. Competition, reproductive function, being a leader, being number 1 and beat other men in whatever it is their number 1 always. You can fight with it, you can cry, you can try to believe that family is first, love is first, whatever you want, but if you accept the simple truth, your life will be much easier. Do you agree, ladies, or not?
All the points she mentioned really makes a lot of sense. And when we look at reality, we see them play out. Like, for instance, most of the top chefs in the world are men. But you think about it, cooking is considered as a woman profession, but you see that the most successful chefs are the men. Like, you begin to wonder, but why is Gordon Ramsay so successful? Then you see the way he's doing it. Like, he is determined to get to the top. He is focused, like all that. And what she mentioned about emotions, like women are driven by emotions. I think most of the time our emotions override our common sense and the way we think and perceive things. And this keeps us far behind the men, right? So I think she's really right.
Men choose the partner that fits
Want, but if you accept the simple truth, your life will be much easier.
Just to add, like I was watching a recent interview after President Donald J. Trump won the elections again. So Melania Trump was interviewed and she was asked, like, How do you do it with Donald Trump? Because as we know, Donald Trump is a very busy businessman. He's always on to one venture or the other. And when she was asked, like, how do you cope with all this? Because every woman who is married to her husband always wants her husband around and all that. And Melania said, I know my place and I let him flourish in his own space. And I think this sums up everything this lady just said. Like, we should all understand that when men have a target, they go for it no matter what. And that target comes first before anything else. They wouldn't mind to give up family, to give up everything in order to get to that target, because their main goal is to beat other men in the competition. I think this makes a lot of sense. Like, seriously.
Men choose the partner that fits the guy they want to be. So if you've ever been in relationships where there's all of this want, right? There's all this desire, this, I want to change, I want to be this way. It's because men choose a partner that reflects who they want to be. And the treatment that you receive, often terrible, right? As a result of that is a direct response to the fact that they're in a situation with something that they have no ability to maintain. And let me explain this. If a man is a successful businessman, he may want an equally successful partner. But when he sees that he doesn't match up to the needs of that relationship, right, what it would take to actually sustain that, he blames the partner. He dissociates, he cheats, he gets really dismissive, right? And ultimately that comes from a place of deep shame of having something that reflects a future version of himself that isn't present for the relationship. I think it's easy, especially as for people, anybody who dates men, to feel so happy and joyful in the beginning and to have them see all these incredible qualities in you, and then have the relationship over time begin to break you down and wear you down and kind of make you question, like, why are we here? I thought you liked me. I thought that you wanted the same things. You know, we would have these discussions. We were so on the same page. What happened, right? I think it's really important to not take that personally and to take what men say at face value, right? I want to be better. I want to have this job or have these characteristics. But if they're not doing the things to get it, then at the end of the day, you will be a constant representation of where they're failing to show up for themselves. And they will always resent you for that. And I'm not saying this is a power dynamic that doesn't show up in other ways and other types of relationships, but I find it most consistently with the same set of behaviors and patterns in men, because I think there's an aspirational quality to men because they have the right to self-identify, right? They have the idea to believe that what they want to be, what they wish they could be, is good enough without actually doing the work to be it. And I don't know any other marginalized people that haven't made the connection in the ways that men have failed to make this connection, that in order to be what you want to be, you have to make radical steps and changes to embody that new thing, right? If I want to be a better listener, I have to learn to be a better listener. I have to understand what's blocking my ability to listen. I would never just sit over and over again and say I want to be a better listener and not take a proactive role in becoming that. And I think it's important to remember this in terms of preserving your own self-esteem and your own self-worth, that just because someone wanted you but didn't have the space for you doesn't mean that you're the problem. And it doesn't mean that you failed the relationship. And if you're finding yourself trying to reconcile the behavior to the intention of a person in your life, but especially a man, understanding that even you doing that level of labor is something they're not doing. They're not. And it's a clear sign that something isn't working, something's not adding up. And the longer it goes, right, the more that resentment builds. The longer you show up in your values and you keep setting high standards for yourself in your relationship, the more that resentment will be reflected towards you. And it's sad, but it's true that the only way for that to ever improve is for the person that you're with to take a proactive role in their life and make the changes they need to feel satisfied and content with the person that they are.
Things I wish I knew in my 20s about men from a 34-year-old. If you're seeing the word busy a lot in his text, so sorry I was really busy at work, sorry I can't, I'm really busy this weekend. run. The idea that a man can be too busy to see a woman is a sad, sorry lie. Have you met a man? Funny men marry unfunny women. Men don't want to come home and see you sat in the same spot you were when they left for work, which is why I've been single for 15 years. Men don't care if you have acne. The most hot and poppin' period of my life for male attention was when I had severe acne, but my glass skin era, not a sausage. If you post mirror selfies, something ain't right, sis.
Okay, if you are younger than me and I am 27, you need to stop scrolling because I think I'm about to change your life, especially when it comes to dating. So yesterday I was out for dinner and drinks with a couple of my girlfriends. We're all around the same age, and we were talking about how this one mindset shift would have changed the way we saw dating and how we saw ourselves when we were like 19 or 20. And it came down to what we valued most in the relationships. And when we were younger, we really valued keeping that guy around, even if he didn't deserve to be around. If he was inconsistent or made me feel insecure or made me feel like I was second choice, I loved the fact that no matter what, he still texted me even if it was 2 a.m. on a Saturday. But now at 27, if a guy doesn't text me, I'm not thinking why insecure or made me feel like I was second choice. I loved the fact that no matter what, he still texted me even if it was 2 a.m. on a Saturday. But now at 27, if a guy doesn't text me, I'm not thinking why is he doing that? I'm thinking, ew, I don't like that. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how you feel about me, it's about how I feel about you. Anyways, I feel like that was rambly, but I hope.
And it's true, like she's right. Like when you're 19, 20, you're just excited because maybe that's the first time you're having a serious relationship or serious dating. And sometimes it's just to have that experience. Like it's you're doing testing. Like you're trying to start, experiment. What's meant by dating? What's meant by dating a guy, you know? And in that most of the time you have a group of friends who are also almost the same, your peers at the same age, and everyone is talking about their boyfriend and all that, and you also want to also have something to talk about a boyfriend, about your experience. So at that stage you're just excited to have that experience, and you would do no, like you wouldn't even like understand why a guy doesn't call you, or why a guy ghosts you, or why they take so long to call you, or whether they prioritize you, or you wouldn't understand that. But as you get older, you begin to understand, like, why, even when he ghosts you, be like, why did he ghost me? I don't deserve this. Like, why should he do this to me? It's all about me. It's not about him, and it's not about keeping him around. It's about having something high quality with standards, values, not something that you want to show to your friends that this is what I have. See, this is what I have. He's my boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend. I have the best boy in town. I have the chat. He's tall. He's 6 feet. He has six pack and all that. So you don't really care so much about that when you get older. As you get older, you are more of quality, and you want respect. You want mutual understanding, and all that.